What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about AAVE today. This one doesn't really come to us at the request of anybody, but K4 Liberty, you were talking about this, and I thought we'd do a video on it because AAVE, I like AAVE. I know a couple people that like AAVE, man. It's definitely a good coin. I'd say they have a decent reputation in the space, but they haven't really performed too well, have they? Aside from this initial pump, it's just been going down, but that's okay. It's not like a total rug pull. And AAVE itself, let's see if we let's maybe, I don't know, let's go. What are we doing? CoinGecko, that's right. AAVE. It's number 46. There's AAA AAVE, apparently. Maybe that's the scam coin. I don't know. Stay away from that one. Maybe it's not, but I would recommend the one that's ranked 46 if you're looking at any of them. Circulating supply, whatever, it's almost fully diluted. That's cool. Probably some locked up for the DAO or for lending or staking or whatever. It's got a market cap of about $1 billion, still holding after a whole bull market or a bear market, still holding around $1 billion. That is something significant in my opinion. I'm looking from the all-time low to the all-time high. We bounced off the 786 a couple times, found resistance on the 618. Generally, this kind of look to me would imply that we are going to see the 1272 to the 1618 come in. That's what this on a fib basis would imply, but you don't have to. You've held the 786 enough times that it's kind of like you're having a battle here, and you are in the middle of this trading range right now, so it's really hard to say. Generally, rejecting the 618 this many times, I'm kind of surprised that you held the 786 so much. So there is hope for this thing to not do that. Again, generally, this kind of look with the 618 breaking below it on the first pass, finding resistance on it throughout this whole time beneath it, this is not a good look. This generally does imply extensions. But with the overall momentum of the market right now, I would be cautious to call for these extensions, honestly. And holding this 786 several times, you kind of have a technical double bottom here. Even it's kind of a decent look. So let's kind of dive further into this and see if we can decipher it a little bit better. Let's see here. Again, I would say that this is a technical double bottom, definitely. I wouldn't call it a head and shoulders, right? It's kind of weird. It's like a shrug of an inverse head and shoulders, if anybody's thinking that or they see that. From top to bottom here, you've gotten above the 236, held the 0.069, resisted the 236, kind of broke below the 0.069, but then came back up above it, and now you're holding the 236 as resistance again. The RSI is pretty neutral with, I don't know if I'd say there's a bullish or bearish tilt. I would just say it's neutral. You kind of are in this uptrend. It looks like it's going like this, right? But it's pretty ugly. So I don't really know, man. It's kind of hard to say. Volume is declining as you're in this range here, this kind of sideways range. So by the time volume starts to incline, if you're making a move down or you're making a move up and you're getting volume that's building, even if it's not as big as this over here, if it's just bigger than this, you get some volume that's like even in between. Regardless of what direction the move is, I would say that's probably that would add legitimacy to the direction that you're going toward. Hopefully to the upside, right? Looking at the daily, I'll get all these lines off of here. You are below the 50, but whatever, that's okay. You found support on the 123, you're below it, now you're finding resistance. The RSI does look a little bit weaker on the daily, I would say. It looks like you're in this downtrend, right? You bounced off the oversold zone, nice, but you might come up to the 50, you might go up a little bit in the coming days and then maybe get back above this purple line and then come back down. I would expect that you are in the process of making another move down, but not lower than this low. Probably somewhere around $60, maybe $57, maybe even lower. It looks like AAVE likes the 786, so maybe you go to $54 even. If you were to go below $50.66 specifically, I would be kind of concerned that this thing might see those extensions ultimately that I was talking about in the beginning. So you don't want to see that. At the current point in time, I'm kind of not really leaning one way or another for what this thing's going to do, if it's going to break out to the upside. I guess my automatic bias would be that it does break out to the upside, but there's nothing in the charts. That's just my like opinion, my gut feeling that's telling me that. There's really nothing that's leading me to believe that other than that. Other than that feeling. Let's look at the 4-hour. Yeah, the 4-hour RSI is kind of neutral too, but I mean you are in the stronger zone right now, but you haven't been overbought or oversold for a while. I guess you have been oversold, but rejecting this overbought zone anytime you get up here isn't really a good look. Yes, we're in the bullish area of control right now, but this could roll over easily. I'm not really convinced, man. I don't know. It's not this one isn't really too convincing either way. Maybe just more sideways is the best way to answer it. Finding tops, finding a bunch of tops, rising up into it. Maybe you do go up a little bit higher, just a little bit. Break out of this range to the upside, have a bull trap or something, and then proceed to go lower again, somewhere around like $60 to $57, $56, something like that. Potentially $54 even. But I don't know, man. I really don't know what to think of this one. I like it. I do like the project itself. You know, does it see use case? Does it? That's really the thing that determines the value of a coin is like popularity, and with popularity you'd like to see use case, right? And I mean hype is always good, but this thing isn't really like too sexy on the surface level as far as like the white paper goes. But that's okay, you know, it can still do great things. If this thing was to do great things, let's see, it's at $1 billion now. Is this a 100xable coin? It is, you know, it could 100x. A $100 billion market cap is not out of the question. We've seen that happen with a few cryptocurrencies. There are going to be more that have that. You know, that is a very high cap, don't get me wrong, and I doubt that it would sustain those prices or that market cap. It would be short-lived. That'd probably be around the top, but maybe it doesn't see a 100x, maybe it sees a 50x, maybe it sees a 20x. You know, either way, I would expect that AAVE does have somewhat of a good bull rally if it can break its previous all-time high. If it can't, you might see from the current price, you might see a growth that's only like 3x, maybe even like a 7x, right? It does like the 786, so maybe you only see a 5.5x. If you can break your all-time high, you're looking at a minimum of a 20x to a 51x. That's not bad, you know. So that's pretty good for a coin in its second bull market. And it could 100x. That's possible, though. I don't know if I would lean to that likelihood. You know, at this point in time, I'm really actually concerned if it's even going to break above its all-time high. At the moment, I don't think that it's going to go lower than this low. If it does, then all bets are off, man. This thing's going to the abyss, unfortunately. But I'm not leaning that way at the moment, personally. As bearish as this fib scale kind of does look, and as the first one did too, if we were to break below the current lows, especially the all-time, or not the all-time low, this cycle's low, the minimum price target, if I can get this fib drawn on there, minimum price target would be at about $11, just below $11. So that would be quite a dramatic drop indeed from here. I think that's like an 80% drop, a little bit over that, right? Yeah, 84% drop, 84% drop. I don't know, man. I really don't know what to make of this. You want to not break down here. You would like to break this high here. If you can get above, you know, again, from bottom to top here, you are below this 618. You found resistance on it. It's been very resilient. If you can get above that 618, I would say it's go time, and that would be at $90. So get above $90, AAVE, and then we'll talk. Until then, you know, I'm undecided. I would lean toward the fact that it probably does go up, but it's hard to say. It's really hard to say. This chart really isn't giving me too much. There's not a whole lot to go off of, right? The only thing that it's done is it had a pump, and then it gave it back systematically, and now we're moving sideways, which, to be fair, is kind of bullish in itself, right? You sold off, now you're accumulating. Odds are you would go up. You did see a nice peak in volume here at the first low. A little bit of volume here on this, like, coming up right here. Not a whole lot of volume here, so volume's dying off, so there is less interest overall in this area, probably, is what that's saying, and whatever direction you pick, I bet that's when the interest will pick up, whether that's to the downside or to the upside. I don't know. I am leaning toward the upside personally as my biased opinion, but again, there's really nothing else that's leading me to believe that. There's some stuff that has to happen before we look at prices above $90. We need to get above $90 first. Get above $90, then it looks good, clear path up until about like $193, $200, something like that. And if we can get above there, then we can start talking about these extensions, which again would be anywhere from like a 20x to a 51x. Prices at about 1,400 to 3,500, and those are totally possible numbers to hit in the coming cycle. It could definitely see that, but it remains to be seen. So that's all I got to say. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to see more. Thank you all, and have a great day. Take care. Bye bye.